In stage 2, our grammatical point is learning about the nominative and accusative cases. Before we talk about them, I just want to go over a bit of terminology that we're going to use to talk about nouns. Remember, nouns are naming words describing people, places, and things. So firstly, we need to know the word subject, and this means the noun that is doing the verb in a sentence. The opposite of this is the object, and that is the noun that is undergoing the verb. So here we have an example, the girl eats the cake. In this sentence, the girl is the subject, she's doing the eating, and the cake is the object because it's the one being eaten. So if we look at how this works in English, we have the girl eats the cake, and we can tell which one's which by the order of the sentence. So we have the subject coming before the verb and the object coming after. If we switch this round to say the cake eats the girl, it changes the meaning of the sentence entirely. The cake is now doing the action of the verb. In Latin, however, the word order doesn't matter as much. So, Caecilius amicum salutat, Caecilius greets the friend. We've got subject, object, verb. We can move those words around to any place and it will still mean the same thing. They can do that because if we look at how to say the friend greets Caecilius, amicus Caecilium salutat, notice that those endings have changed. So us is for the subject, is for the object. So even if we said Caecilium amicus salutat, we can tell that it's the friend greeting Caecilius because of the ending, not the order of the words. These changing endings are referred to as case. So case in Latin tells us what the noun in the sentence is doing. The nominative case is used for the subject, that is the noun which is doing the verb. The accusative is used for the direct object, and you'll remember that is the noun undergoing the verb. Each of these cases has its own ending, and this depends on a noun's declension, which is the group it comes in. Here is an important table which you need to make sure you have copied down. So we've got 3 different declensions or groups of nouns, each with their own sets of endings. So the first declension ends in A for the nominative, and it adds an M for the accusative, so AM. In declension 2, just like in the examples we saw, US is the nominative form and UM is the accusative form. Declension 3 is a bit strange. It doesn't have a set ending for the nominative singular, so it can be anything. Examples we've seen are Leo for lion, Mercator for merchant, Senex, old man. They have a range of different endings, but they all have EM in the accusative. So notice how all the accusatives ended in M. That means you need to recognize that those cannot be doing the verb. They have to be undergoing it instead. So your key points to take away from this video are, number 1, Latin words change their ending to show their meaning. In English, that really depends on where they are in a sentence, but in Latin they can go anywhere because you need to look at the endings. The nominative case is used to show the subject or the noun doing the verb, whereas the accusative is used for the object, and this ends in M all the time.